ह्लादिनी शक्ति के द्वारा वस्तु की रससाधन होता है। क्या होता है?
Tem internet para transmitir? A internet acabou.
इसलिए भगवान स्वयं
Bhagavan himself,
तीन स्वरूप में विचर रहे हैं।
he manifests in three forms:
और
sandhini, samvit, and
ह्लादिनी
Hladini.
के रूप में रहता है। स्वयं ह्लादिनी शक्ति के अधिष्ठात्री देवता
The presiding deity of
स्वयं
the presiding deity of Hladini-shakti, Srimati Radhika herself.
कृष्ण ने आनंददाय नाम ह्लादिनी
She gives bliss to Krishna, that's why her name is Hladini.
प्रदान करती है। इसलिए उनके नाम है
Her name is
ह्लाद।
Hladini because she gives bliss to Krishna.
जीव हृदय में भी आनंद है।
The jivas also have bliss in their heart,
वो अतीब सूक्ष्म
but this bliss is very subtle, very minute.
माइंड
This bliss in the jiva's heart.
किंतु उसके विपरीत होकर के इस संसार
You
में
have
जो
a hotspot?
आनंद आदि आस्वादन करते हैं वे उसके जड़ानंद कहा जाता
But this, in a perverted way, makes us
है। और आनंद जड़ा
relish the bliss in this material world. This is called Jadananda, this bliss in the material world.
भोजन पान आदि स्वयं भोजन पान आदि देह आदि सुख की जो हम चेष्टा आदि करते
So we
हैं,
endeavor to be happy with our body and so many things.
जितने भी चेष्टा आदि
We endeavor so much to try to be happy in this material world.
प्राप्ति होती है, वो सब ह्लादिनी शक्ति की विपरीत
All this
फलन का है।
is
क्या बोला?
actually the perverted reflection of the Hladini-shakti,
ये प्रेजेंट पोटेंशियल
which is also present inside the jivas.
इस जगत में जो आनंद है,
The bliss in this world, this is Jadananda.
हैं? जड़ानंद क्या है?
What is Jadananda, the material happiness?
अनेक प्रकार सुख आदि हम भोगते रहते हैं।
We enjoy so many kinds of happiness.
भोजन पान आदि में हम लिप्त रहते हैं।
We are absorbed in
इसके जड़ानंद
enjoy.
कहा जाता
Quer traduzir para português?
है। इनके जड़ानंद दुखदायी है।
Isso é puro.
है। सामान्य रूप में सुख
So this material happiness is actually temporary.
इस रूप में दुख
Português 99.9, português. Generally, it's more unhappiness than happiness.
दुख होता है।
Actually, we feel so much unhappiness.
उदाहरण देते हैं यथा
The example is given just like the
पंडुरसा जाने जिस
Kondurasa
प्रकार
means just like the
चर्म रोग होने पर
if you have a skin disease,
फुलाने में क्या होता है?
you feel so much happiness in itching that skin disease.
लड्डू कचौड़ी खाने में जितने आनंद
Tá gravado, depois pra botar no Facebook. Eu não tenho internet, se você tiver pra botar, eu não tenho.
कुछ भी फुलाने में
Feel so much happiness in itching our skin disease.
ये संसार भी है। संसार में दुख
Because in this world,
के लिए ये दुख नाश करने के लिए
actually we are always endeavoring to find happiness and to destroy, remove our unhappiness. But actually the opposite happens.
दुखम अति सुखाय च।
The opposite happens.
हम लोग जो भी कर्मण्यो भी आरोहण
Whatever we do
अति सुखाय च। इस संसार में जो कर्म
in this
भी
material
करते
world, we're performing karma.
हैं, उद्देश्य एक ही है।
Our goal is only one,
दुख नाश हो
to destroy the unhappiness and to attain happiness. That's why we're doing karma.
प्रश्न पार करते
But Shukadeva Goswami Pada explains,
क्या है ना विपरीत है।
actually the opposite takes place.
सामान्य रूप में जड़ानंद तो आता ही है, नहीं तो लोग संसार में जीवित
We get a little bit of material happiness, this is true, otherwise people wouldn't be able to survive without any happiness. But generally,
दुख में ही पड़े रहते
we are only feeling unhappiness, that's it.
हैं। इसलिए स्वयं श्रीमती राधिका
That's why Srimati Radhika herself, she said,
लागिया ये घर बांधिनो अनाले पूरिया के
no internet. I don't have. Do you have? Samara, can you give?
सुख के लिए हम घर बसाते हैं।
So we build a house to try to find happiness.
सुख के लिए तो हम लोग घर बसाते हैं।
We try to find happiness building houses, and for example, what is called griha, house.
यदि गृह में गृहिणी नहीं हो
If there's no wife in the house,
तो नहीं कहा जाता है।
then this is not actually a house.
यदि गृह में यदि
If there is no wife in the house, it's not called a house.
समझ गए?
Do you understand what I say?
उसको क्या बन जाता है?
Otherwise, that is a temple, mandir. A house without a wife is a temple.
चलो मकान बन जाता है.
Or a house, like makan. Makan is a word for house in Hindi. Makan is the word for house in Hindi. Makan.
और मंदिर में इतना ही अंतर होता
So,
है.
so this is the difference between house and temple. Actually, whatever is in the house is also in the temple. Sleeping, food, all this, like lodging, food, it's also in the temple.
गृहिणी नहीं.
The only difference of the temple is that the temple doesn't have a wife present there. Grihini means wife.
इसके बाद में
Oh,
Homemaker, the lake. Female.
लेडी के बारे से आपने बहन चले गई.
no, wife. Grihini doesn't mean woman because, like, maybe it could be your sister or someone. Grihini means wife, specifically wife.
पत्नी नहीं हो.
If there's no wife,
ना गृहिणी सिर्फ गृहिणी. यदि गृहिणी नहीं हो
if there's no wife,
उसके गृह मंदिर
then that's not called a
बन जाता
house, it's called a temple.
है. इतना ही बात शास्त्र में कहते हैं.
The Shastra explains this.
मंदिर और
This is the difference between house and temple.
देखिए अंतर है बात. मंदिर में गृहिणी नहीं रहती.
If there's no wife, then that house is a temple.
घर में गृहिणी रहती है.
In the temple, there's no wife. Do you understand? This is the only difference. The rest, they should be
इसमें
same.
कह रहे हैं कि कृष्ण स्वरूप शक्ति सही संधिनी प्रभाव और परिणति यही धामी और स्वभाव. स्वरूप शक्ति की संधिनी की प्रभाव की परिणति ही
So, by the influence of Sandhini-shakti,
अर्थात यह चिन्मय
this dham is transcendental.
संधिनी शक्ति की परिणति
This dham is the
भगवान की
manifested by Sandhini-shakti.
तीन रूप में विराजमान.
Bhagavan has three forms:
संधिनी और राधा.
Sandhini, Samvit, and Hladini. Three manifestations of Lord, three aspects of Lord.
श्रीमती राधिका कृष्ण की आनंद शक्ति
Srimati Radhika, she's Ananda Shakti, she gives pleasure to Krishna.
करे आराधना. अतएव राधिका नाम पुराने वाका. राधा के नाम पुराण में क्यों इस
Why the Puranas glorify so much Srimati Radhika
बताओ.
in her name? Why?
समझ में आ रही?
Do you understand?
राधा रानी
Why she's so famous?
ठीक है.
Why is she so famous?
Why she is famous?
Why Srimati Radhika is so famous in Braj? What is the reason?
कृष्ण के सर्वोत्तम
Because she's able to give bliss completely to Krishna, completely.
जितने परिमाण कृष्ण के अधिक से अधिक आदर करती
The more it,
है. तो कृष्ण की सर्वशक्ति ये है गंध के रूप में आकर के उनके शरीर में प्रवेश करती
the more the person respects Krishna, the more the
है.
svarupa.
आदर करती
No, sorry. Again, can you say this again? Could you repeat this for less?
है. Why everybody love to Krishna? है? अभी कृष्ण के कारण.
No, I'm talking about Krishna now.
कृष्ण की भी तो हम कृष्ण के हम के कारण कृष्ण भक्ति सब कृष्ण के कारण.
Why does everybody loves to Krishna?
कृष्ण कहने कृष्ण की सभी आदर करते हैं.
Everybody loves to Krishna or respects Krishna. Why?
संगीत संधि निर्धारित
The three aspects of Krishna: Samviti, Sandhini, and Hladini. Samvit means Gyan, Sandhini means
संधि जहाँ पर शक्ति की प्रकट.
the manifestation of the potency is in Sandhini.
संगीत
Can you follow? Sakti Prakat. And
सर्वशक्ति रागिनी शक्ति है प्रभाव से सबके आनंद प्रदान करती
and by the influence
है. यह तभी हम देह
of the inconceivable potency, Ananda Shakti is giving happiness to everyone. Why do we want to give so much happiness to our body?
नहीं, इस देह के अंदर में
Because inside our body,
शक्ति सर्व
Hladini-shakti, Swarupini Shakti, Srimati Radhika is inside our body. How?
कृष्ण विराजमान
Because Krishna is in our hearts.
कृष्ण जहाँ पर रहते हैं
And wherever Krishna resides, Srimati Radhika also stays there.
राधिक नहीं
Por isso que a gente quer dar felicidade pro corpo.
जत्र जत्र राधा तत्र तत्र कृष्ण
Wherever Radha is, Krishna is there. Wherever Krishna is, Radha is there.
जहाँ जहाँ पर कृष्ण विराजमान होती है
Wherever Krishna is, Srimati Radhika manifests there as well.
जहाँ पर
And wherever
कृष्ण
Krishna is,
नहीं वन कृष्ण सुंदर
or wherever Krishna is not there, then Srimati Radhika is far. If Krishna is not related or not present.
इसलिए हम कह रहे हैं
So,
यह गौरमंडल धाम चिन्मय के समान और चिन्मय
this holy abode of Gauramandal is like a chintamani or a desire-fulfilling gem. It is constituted of knowledge and bliss,
प्रकट गुरु
and all that is within is transcendental.
कुछ भी हम देख रहे हैं
Whatever we see
ये सब चिन्मय
in the Dham is chinmaya, transcendental.
क्योंकि चिन्मय की अनुभूति नहीं
But we don't have realization of this transcendentality.
वस्तु की अनुभूति होने पर तो वस्तु के प्रति हमारी श्रद्धा बढ़ेगी।
If you have realization, then you have this faith.
और जब तक हमारे हृदय में वो संधिनी संधिनी शक्ति प्रकट
And if Sandhini-shakti is not manifested in your heart,
साधनी शक्ति प्रकट नहीं
and also Hladini-shakti is also not in your heart manifested, then
राय में आनंद नहीं
you'll not feel the Ananda in your heart, the bliss.
समझ में आ रहा है?
Did you understand? These are all technical words.
संगीत संधिनी और राधिनी शक्ति के द्वारा कृष्ण ने नाचा
The bliss potency, Ananda Shakti makes Krishna dance, Chaitanya Charitamrita explains this Hladini-shakti.
के द्वारा ही संग का साधन करते हैं
Krishna himself relishes the rasa and also makes the devotee relishes also the rasa. Krishna relish and makes them relish with the Ananda rasa, the pleasure potency. This is the conclusion.
संगीत संधिनी हलादिनी
Samvit is sandhini Hladini. This is Krishna, you cannot deny it.
किंतु फिर
Sorry.
इसको विश्लेषण जब करते हैं
But if you explain further,
तो उससे ये मिलता है
you see that
ये कृष्ण संगीत एंड संधिनी और राधिनी इस तीनों से प्रतिष्ठा
Krishna
तथापि भगवान कृष्ण लोक शिक्षा के लिए
Krishna is like the presiding deity of all these three, Sandhini, Samvit and Hladini.
मेरे सिर पर चढ़ा।
But still, just to teach the people of this world, Krishna is saying, okay, you dance on my head, you do my work.
कृष्ण भी कहते
He said
हैं
that,
कि तुम मेरे
like,
काम कर
because Srimati Radhika can control Krishna,
और
right?
कृष्ण बोले
When Krishna says,
ये मैं कृष्ण के काम पर
we can climb on the shoulder of Krishna.
रास के संग क्या है?
In the time of rasa, what happens?
श्रीमद् भागवत के अनुसार
According to the Srimad Bhagavatam,
कृष्ण की सुंदर रास चल रही है
the beautiful Rasa Lila was going on,
सद्धति की रास जहाँ पर एक ही नयन का प्रेम में आबद्ध होकर दंडवत मारा थोड़ा कमर नहीं झुक रहे
Jai Maharaji.
हाँ क्या बोल
What I was telling about?
रास के समय
In the time of Rasa Lila,
कृष्ण जब रास आता है
when Krishna was performing Ras,
हाँ रसते आशब्द एक ही तो ये रास आदि में जो दिखाते जा रहे हैं
so in the Rasa Lila,
कृष्ण रास से अंतर्ध्यान हो
Krishna disappeared from the Rasa dance,
और फिर कृष्ण रासस्थली में समस्त गोपियों के निकट प्रकटित हुए
then Krishna after appeared in front of all the gopis again. There are many secrets in this,
और अनेक शिक्षाएं भी
and many teachings also, hidden.
हम इसलिए कह रहे हैं
We are saying this because
राधा जी के हृदय में जो आनंद हो जाए
this bliss which is in the heart of Srimati Radhika, this Hladini-shakti,
कृष्ण की सुख है
It's everything she does is to give happiness to Krishna.
करे सब व्यवहार
Everything she does is to give happiness to Krishna. Whatever she does
कृष्ण के सुख प्रदान
is to give happiness to Krishna.
और कोई कारण नहीं।
There's no other reason for what she does anything.
तो यही आनंद शक्ति सर्पिणी श्रीमती राधिका
Srimati Radhika is Ananda Shakti Swarupini.
ये कृष्ण तो संवित संदेह लादी शक्ति देवती है देवता है
Krishna.
है ना कृष्ण जो है
Krishna is the presiding deity also of everything. Sandhini, samvit and Hladini.
राधिका
Oh no. Srimati Radhika is the presiding deity of Hladini. Okay.
श्रीमती राधिका is the presiding deity of pleasure potential
Srimati Radhika is the presiding deity of the pleasure potency of Krishna.
आनंद शक्ति की घनमूर्ति जो है वही राधा के रूप में प्रकट
Srimati Radhika is the personification of Ananda Shakti of Lord. Nothing else.
तो यहाँ पर कथा प्रसंग यही
So in this context,
चिंतामणि स्वरूप है एक गौर मंडल चिदानंद धाम चिन्मय सकल
Gauramandal is totally transcendental,
गौर धाम चिंतामणि के समान
equal to Chintamani, the desire fulfilling gem. Everything inside Gauramandala is transcendental. Verse 11, chapter 2, Navadip Dham.
चिदानंदमय है यह सभी वस्तुएं चिन्मय किंतु हम तो देख नहीं पाते
But you cannot see that everything is transcendental.
बात अनुभव नहीं हो रहा है
We're not having this realization.
ये चिन्मय कैसे
How is this transcendental?
तार्किक लोग
So those who have so much logic, like want to argue, these kind of people,
बस दो मुद्दा उठा लिए
they doubt.
एक है फिर हम उसको देख नहीं पाते
They say, well, we cannot see that it's transcendental. That's why they don't accept it's transcendental.
पक्षपाती हो
Some people, they will oppose. They will oppose. They will say something against. Prataksha means if you see directly, then you believe and understand. Something should be in front of you for you to accept that thing. This is Pratakshavadi people. If something's not right in front of you, you don't accept that. Some people are like this. The Advaitavadis, the Mayavadis, they say this. If you like quarrel, debate with a Mayavadi, you'll be able to understand what they want to say because they're like this. They say, we don't see that thing, so why we have to believe so much and have this faith in something we don't even see? The Advaitavadis, they're saying this.
क्योंकि आनंद एक वस्तु है उसके स्वरूप उसके साथ इस जड़ वस्तु जो है देख
Ananda is such a thing that you cannot see with gross eyes, material eyes. Of all the adjectives that we use,
विशेषण
they are all adjectives, visheshan, adjectives.
वो एडजेक्टिव का विशेषण होने के नाते उसका हम देख नहीं पाते जड़ इंद्रियों के द्वारा
With material eyes, you cannot see these adjectives.
बात मानते हैं
Sorry, with material eyes, you cannot see this visheshan, you said. We cannot see the adjectives with the eyes. Okay.
एडजेक्टिव कौन सा है
For example, what is an adjective? Red flower, red flower. Red is the adjective.
रेड
Red is adjective.
रेड
Red flower, red is an adjective.
सुली सिर को जो लेकर चलते हैं अरे जो सामान गठरी जो है अच्छा वो उतारा तो देखा तो उसमें क्या है सोने के जो है वस्तु है
Which one? The head up?
वो निरुत्साह नहीं होते
Clothes.
इज नॉट वो बोले देखो किसी न किसी प्रकार से
And what he said about it?
इस नाटक के बाहर
Huh? Sorry, Gurudev? Kya ji? Red lal, lal full, and then
क्या बोला रे?
Lal, yes, but what he said after that? Gurudev,
वो तो रेड जो बोला है कि जो एडजेक्टिव तो हम देख नहीं पाते, लाल वस्तु देखे किस तरह? रेड का हम देख नहीं,
so red flower.
लाल तो दिखे ही पड़े उसके।
Like an adjective, you'll only understand after seeing. Like for example, a noun you can describe. A flower is like these are plants, something like that. But red, you can only understand if you see. Adjectives only you understand by realization. This is what Gurudev is saying. What is red?
जब तक हम
Until you haven't
लाल फूल की नहीं
seen a red flower,
तब वो हमें नहीं होगा।
you'll never be able to understand, to realize that.
क्या बोला?
What did I say? If you haven't seen the red, you'll never realize what is a red thing.
लाल क्या वस्तु है?
What is red?
हैं? आनंद जी वस्तु जो है, आनंद के अनुभव
So, Ananda, bliss is also something that you only realize. It's like an adjective. Only you can feel.
एक वस्तु ठीक है, अनुभव
Ananda is also something that you can only feel, realize. You cannot know without feeling.
आनंद दिखा नहीं पड़ता। जिन्हें आपने कहा
For example, if you say, I ate a rasagula. I ate a rasagula, suppose.
कैसे
How was the rasagula? Ah, it was sweet. It was sweet. But how is the sweet taste? You tell me. What is the sweet taste of something?
नहीं खाया
If you have never eaten something sweet, you'll never be able to realize, to know what is the sweet taste. All this time I wanted to say this, okay?
बोलने के लिए प्रयास कर
I
रहा
was just trying to explain this.
हूँ। ये आनंद एक वस्तु है, उसे केवल अनुभव विद का है।
Bliss, Ananda, is something that you can only feel.
देखकर
अनुभव.
जब हमें आनंद होता है,
For example, you feel happiness when you see a beloved, someone you love,
पता है?
isn't it?
अपनी प्रिय वस्तु क्या देखते
When you see something you like or someone you love, anything in this world,
देखकर आनंद।
you feel happiness.
किंतु वो आनंद वस्तु है क्या?
But what is Ananda? What is happiness or bliss?
वो केवल
Is something that you can only
अनुभव,
feel. Anubhav, feel.
अनुभव,
Something you can only feel.
अनुभव की वस्तु केवल शब्द व वाक्य आदि के द्वारा
So something which is only
संभव है।
feeling, you cannot explain with words.
जैसे उदाहरण दे
One example I give.
श्रीमती राधिका कृष्ण के साथ मिली।
Srimati Radhika met Krishna in a solitary kunja.
इसके पश्चात राधा जी
After
कुंज
that,
से बाहर-
Srimati Radhika came out of the kunja.
तो उसके कुंज की बाहर में कोई एक सखी,
One sakhi, she was standing outside the kunja.
तो उस समय वो सखी
Then
कहती
at that
है,
moment, that sakhi told, Hey Radhe,
तुम कृष्ण के स्वरूप को जो देखा तो
you've seen the form of Krishna, so please, you describe his form.
है? राधा जी की कई सहेली कहती,
One friend of Srimati
"हे
Radhika
राधे,
told,
तुम ये बात
Hey
बताओ,
Radhe,
वो
you please
संस्कृत
tell,
कैसे?"
how is Shama Sundar?
है? राधा जी कहते हैं,
Srimati Radhika said,
मैं तो कृष्ण दिखाई नहीं कुछ।
I've never even seen Krishna.
उस वस्तु के देखे तो वर्णन करेंगे।
If I had seen him, then I would be able to tell, explain. So prema becomes so condensed. Sneha, pranaya, raga, anurag, bhav, mahabhav. This topmost limit of prem, when it reaches the topmost limit, then the person is saying, like Srimati Radhika is saying, I have never even seen Krishna. Because if we have seen something, then you can describe it, explain about him. But if you've never even seen that thing, how can you describe it? In this material world, anything doesn't matter. So you feel a realization, you have a relationship with that thing. Relationship. Then
इसलिए यहाँ पर संवित, संधिनी और हलादिनी तीन वस्तु की कहानी।
so Samvit, Sandhini and Hladini. Krishna is Sachidananda.
क्या समझा?
What do you understand about this?
है क्या ये?
What is it? What is Sachit Ananda? What is this thing?
आनंद शब्द का हम थोड़ा-
Okay, Ananda we already explained a little bit.
है? चलो रसगुल्ला खाने में
Okay,
आनंद-
for example, the happiness you feel when you eat a rasagula.
आनंद शब्द।
Ananda, this happiness.
samvit,
Okay, samvit. Samvit means knowledge, like spiritual knowledge, transcendental knowledge. And sandhini? What is sandhini? Sandhini is the origin of everything, from where the thing manifests. Sattva means existence. So Krishna is Sachidanandamai. He is the embodiment of existence, sattva, jnana, knowledge, and Ananda, bliss. Then Krishna himself, to relish rasa, he manifests taking the mood and complexion of Srimati Radhika. Why Mahaprabhu means Krishna? Why did he manifest in the form of Mahaprabhu? Why did Krishna manifest as Mahaprabhu? Krishna was saying, I am Vishaya Vigraha. And Srimati Radhika says, Ashraya Vigraha. To know the Ashraya Vigraha. Sorry? Vishaya Vigraha Jadananda. Krishna is the Vishaya Vigraha. He is the object of divine love. To really know him, you need the Ashraya Vigraha. Srimati Radhika is the shelter of divine love. How can we know about spiritual things? Okay, we know about material things. Everything is cin-maya in the Gauranga Dham. But have you seen cin-maya? Transcendental? What is cin-maya? You have never seen something cin-maya, so how can you understand what is it? In the Brahma Samhita, there is an explanation about the Goloka Vrindavan. Everything there is transcendental. The trees, the grass, the water, everything. And the sandhini, samvit, and Hladini are always present there. Verse 12, chapter 2, Navdeep Dhama-tattva. In the transcendental world, samvit, sandhini, and Hladini. The three Shaktis, they are always present. So by the influence of Hladini-shakti, we'll be able to feel, get the realization of God. By samvit, we have knowledge about God, vastu, no, God is vastu. And by sandhini, we know the existence of the vastu. Vastu, I think it's God, no? We translate as God. Vastu, vastu. Vastu is substance, but God. Okay, verse 13. The constitutional nature of the transcendental Dham is a transformation of the sandhini potency. Sandhini is a division of svarupa shakti, the Lord's internal energy. These are all technical words. This Dham is eternal because it's the place of Srima Mahaprabhu's pastimes. None of the functions of the Supreme Lord's inconceivable potency are material. Nevertheless, conditioned souls misled by ignorance perceive the Dham form from an external perspective, as merely the material world. So one potency of Lord is achintya-shakti, the inconceivable potency. So whatever this Achintya-shakti is performing, it's not something material. Achintya ko je bhava tam sakhi na He's asking what is achintya? What is achintya? Inconceivable, potency. This shloka describes the definition of achintya. Achintya koloje bhava tam sakhi jajayat. Something which is completely beyond our material mind and intelligence. Something which is beyond our material intelligence and mind. Something which is transcendental, divine. This is achintya. By our material intelligence and mind, we cannot establish this thing. We cannot, with our logic, we cannot conclude it or establish it. For example, the dham can be shrunk or expand, just like a lotus flower. When the sun rises, the petals they open, and the lotus opens like spreads, like its width become big, and then the sunset, the petals they become closer to each other, and the lotus will kind of shrink. So the transcendental dham is transcendental, right? So by material thoughts you cannot establish it. So this verse explains achintya koloje bhava tam sakhi jajayat. For example, we are sitting now where? In Navadvip Dham, right? Are we really sitting on the dham? You tell me. How can you be in the dham if the dham is transcendental? So here there is a logic. The material does not touch spiritual things does not touch material things. So the dham is Chetan Swarup, embodiment of consciousness. And our body is material. So how can we be sitting in the transcendental dham? So about this it's described. There is a net of maya spread on the dham. Over the dham there is a net of maya. There is a net of maya over the dham. You know the spider. Spider, they put their webs, you know, and then the spider is moving on the web, running through the web. Have you seen a spider? What does the spider do? No, it's moving in the web. In the same way, there is a net of maya over the dham, and the jivas, they are staying on this web, net of maya, but the jiva is thinking, I am in the dham. I am in the dham, on the dham. Actually not. Sandhini is a division of Svarupa Shakti. Okay, so why did Krishna appear in Kali-yuga as Mahaprabhu? I want to discuss this for a bit. Why did Krishna appear as Mahaprabhu? Krishna took the bhav, mood and anga kanti, the body complexion of Srimati Radhika, and appeared as Mahaprabhu. If he wouldn't appear as Mahaprabhu, if he would appear in his form as Krishna, would be able to relish or not what he wanted? Why he wouldn't be able to relish? It's not possible that we'll eat not be full. If you eat automatically you'll be full. You cannot say that maybe we didn't eat so much so you cannot be so full because you didn't eat so much. If you eat a little bit you'll be full if you eat anything. but maybe not so full if you didn't eat much. Like Krishna, he appeared as Gauranga taking the mood and complexion of Srimati Radhika. So this is the subject here now. Verse 14-15. The contingent soul thinks the Dhamma is material. The conditioned soul with his conditioned soul with his material senses thinks the Dhamma is material. But it's not possible. Why it's not possible? Because the material does not touch the spiritual and the spiritual does not touch the material. Isn't it? For example, my hand is cold or warm? You tell me. Your left hand is cold or warm? A little bit warm. So the knowledge about something, you can know when you touch that thing. When you associate, come closer, then you can know. For example, something is hot or cold. The water is cold or warm. If you haven't touched the water, you won't be able to know. If you don't put your finger in the water, how will you know if the water was cold or warm? So in the same way, the Dhamma is actually cin-maya, transcendental. But even though it's transcendental, there is a net of Maya on top of the Dhamma. And in the jivas, the conditioned soul is staying on this web of Maya, net of Maya. And the jiva is thinking, I am on the Dhamma. But actually the jiva is in the Maya. By the mercy of Yogamaya, this net of Maya will be uplifted and you'll be able to see the Dhamma as transcendental. When Yogamaya mercifully lifts this veil of Maya, which is on the Dhamma, then we'll be able to see the transcendental Dhamma. Okay, now he's saying, verse 15. Nevertheless, conditioned souls misled by ignorance perceive the Dhamma from an external perspective as merely the material world. This Dhamma is eternal because it is the place of Mahaprabhu's pastimes. None of the functions of the Supreme Lord's inconceivable potency are material. Just like the sun might be covered by a cloud, and the person which is under that cloud might think that the cloud is covering the sun, but actually the cloud can never cover the sun. So the Dhamma is cin-maya, transcendental. And there is a net of Maya on that Dhamma. So who is bigger, the sun or the Dhamma, or the net of Maya or the cloud? Who is higher? The sun. The sun is compared to the Dhamma, and the Maya is compared to the clouds. So the Dhamma is transcendental. So Maya could not actually cover the Dhamma, right? There's another question you might ask. Like, for example, our clothes. My t-shirt is bigger than my body. That's why the t-shirt fits my body and covers my body. So the cin-maya Dhamma, transcendental Dhamma, is very big. And Maya can never be equal to God. So Maya is small and Jiva is...
तो यहाँ पर जो माया
Okay, so
माया जो है ये चिन्मय धाम को चिन्मय
Maya is... How Maya is covering this transcendental Dham? You tell me. This question. This question will arise, right? Did you understand my question?
how Maya she covered
How Maya she covers the transcendental Dham?
ऐसे इसलिए कहे अचिंत्य शक्ति का जो प्रबल की गोचर तबे से ही हमने देखे प्रपंच वचने सीतारे जो अविद्या विभ्रम
This verse is saying. Again and again, Gurudev is reading the same verse, 14, 15. This Dhamma is eternal because it is the place of Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Conditioned souls, misled by ignorance, see the Dham from an external perspective as merely the material world. Example, one person whose vision is covered by a cloud may think that the cloud is covering the sun, but the sun cannot be covered by the cloud. So what is bigger, sun or cloud? So how the cloud can cover the sun if the cloud is smaller than the sun?
ये सब चिन्मय के ऊपर ही विचार हो रहेगा थोड़ा विचार करना
Let's think about
ये
it.
जिस प्रकार मेघ से आच्छादित
Just like one person who is under the clouds, the person will think the cloud is covering the sun.
ये भ्रम पैदा करता
So there's like a confusion, like an illusion.
है सूर्य सूर्य होने के
The sun is so great,
मेघ इसके
the cloud can never cover the sun.
और सामान्य रूप में किया
Or maybe a little bit covered only. Is also possible.
बादल आएंगे
Sometimes the cloud comes and covers
के बाद
for some time only.
बादल
Then again, the cloud goes to the side and the sun is visible.
इसलिए यहाँ पर गए सही रूप ये गौर मंडल चिलागार प्रापंचिक जन देखिए जिस प्रकार मेघ से आच्छादित नृत्य वाले व्यक्ति को
I understand Maya covers our
नृत्य
vision,
वाले
not them.
व्यक्ति सूर्य को
Just
मेघ
like this
द्वारा
cloud
आच्छादित
example.
समझते हैं किंतु सूर्य कभी भी मेघ द्वारा
So,
आवृत
the sun can never be covered by the cloud. But the person who is under the cloud will think that the sun is covered by the cloud.
जड़ बुद्धि व्यक्ति
In the same way, the Dhamma is transcendental.
देखते हैं
One with material intelligence sees the Dham as material. Example, you go to Vrindavan, you go to Delhi. What is the difference between Delhi and Vrindavan?
अंतर है
Is there any difference?
आप वृंदावन गए और एक मुट्ठी
So you've been in Vrindavana, you took one palm of sand of Vrindavan,
चिन्मय वस्तु
of dust of Vrindavan. You took in your hand one palmful.
जड़ इंद्रिय आदि
Like something transcendent you cannot see with material eyes. This is also another point.
क्या बोलते
What did I say?
देखने पे दोनों चीजें सेम लगी लेकिन अलग है जड़ बुद्धि से चिन्मय वस्तु को समझना
संसार की जितने वस्तु ये जड़ वस्तु
Everything in this material world is material.
भगवान भगवत संबंधी वस्तु के चिन्मय
And things related to God are cin-maya, transcendental.
हम लोग कैसे उसके दर्शन के
So how can we see these transcendental things?
भगवान माने तो बोल दिया बहुत सुंदर एक श्लोक
Prahlad Maharaj told a beautiful verse. Prahlad Maharaj? Brahmaji? Huh? Prahlad Maharaj? This verse is in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Think. Brahma.
जनादि तत्तं भगवान महिम्न न चन्नं एको कोपि चिरं विचेन्न
This is Atapyadeva.
अनंत काल तक
Atapyadeva.
इस संसार
Some persons,
चरण करते हैं
for a long time, they are wandering this material world.
किसी सौभाग्य के फलस्वरूप भगवत संबंध हो यहाँ पर संबंध करने पर पूर्ण मात्रा से संबंध नहीं
So when I see sambandha here, sambandha is not full sambandha, full relationship.
है हिंदी में हिंदी पर बंगाली देखना
In Bengali, this word is there, sambandha, relationship. If you worship Krishna with sambandha again, you'll never fall down. Other persons, they fall down without reason. Like because if they don't have sambandha again. If you have sambandha again and do bhajan, then maybe it'll take time, but you will reach your goal. If you have sambandha again, Krishna will never give up on you. If you have sambandha again, you'll never fall down. Other persons, they do fall down and disappear. But if you do bhajan with sambandha again, the person's life is successful if the person is doing bhajan with sambandha again. Krishna will never give up that person who has sambandha again. Other jivas, they are suffering and going here and there, suffering many things if they don't have sambandha again. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, those who have the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu will perceive the spiritual nature of the blissful Dham. Those who have the mercy of Nityananda will see the Dhamma as transcendental. To such a person, it is revealed that Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, Godavari, and other holy rivers perpetually flow together here, and that Prayaga and the other 7 holy cities are present at various important places. So all the holy rivers, Jamuna, Ganga, etc., we see them like a material thing. But they are not material, they are also cin-maya. The rivers, do you understand? Maya does not cover these rivers. How Maya would cover them? Maya to cin-maya. Yoga Maya is spiritual. What does Yoga Maya do? Gives us darshana of the cin-maya, transcendental things. Kripa kore Maya jar uthai jakhon. When Maya gives mercy, Yoga Maya gives mercy, then the veil of Maya will be lifted and we'll be able to see the transcendental Dham. By the mercy of Yoga Maya, we'll be able to see the transcendental Dham. When the veil of Maya is lifted. Maya Shakti is the shadow of Swarupa Shakti. By the order of Lord, Mahamaya spreads her influence. Another name of Chaya Shakti is a mantra of Swarupa Shakti. Another name. Maya Shakti is another name of Chaya Shakti. What did I say? So the name of the shadow of Swarupa Shakti is Maya Shakti. The name of the shadow of Swarupa Shakti is Maya Shakti. This Maya, by the orders of Lord, this Maya is spreading her influence. The jivas who are bahirmukh, who are facing Maya, their eyes are covered by illusion and they cannot see the spiritual things. The jivas are caught in the samsara. They are bound and they only see material things. So in this way the jivas cannot see the spiritual things, even cannot see. So this transcendental land, now we are here sitting in this transcendental land, Navadip Dham. You cannot even see it. Why you cannot? What is the reason? Because there is a net of Maya covering it. When this net of Maya will be removed, then we'll be able to see the transcendental Dham. Just saying, The veil of Maya is over my material eyes.
के सामने माया जाले वो कभी नहीं देख पा रहे चिन्मय में वस्तु तो
हमारी
चिन्मय
ये आँख भी तो जड़ है ना,
Our eyes are also material.
आँख भी तो जड़ है।
Yes, eyes are material. Our eyes are material.
हैं? जैसे सूरज जो है,
Example, the sun.
बादल
The
जो है
cloud
सूरज के ढक नहीं पाता।
cannot cover the sun.
तो हमारे
Cannot.
आँखों के ऊपर एक पर्दा
But
लगा है।
there is a curtain over our eyes.
सूरज को देख नहीं पाते।
That's why you cannot see the sun. For example, there is the cloud over your eyes. That's why you cannot see the sun.
बादल
में सूर्य को
सूरज के ढके हुए हैं।
और ऐसा होता नहीं है
Like the cloud does not cover the sun, but can cover our eyes.
ऐसा नहीं होता है।
This is क्या मुश्किल है?
इसलिए करें माया बहिर्मुख जीवों की नेत्रों को ढक देती है, जिसके फलस्वरूप सभी लोग जीव धर्म के प्रभाव का दर्शन कर नहीं पाते। ये तो कहते हैं हिंदी में स्पष्टता है।
क्या स्पष्ट करना है
क्या मुश्किल है? क्या बताया गुरुजी?
यह माया बहिर्मुख जीवों के नेत्र के ढक देती है, जिसके फलस्वरूप सभी लोग चिन्मय धाम को प्रभाव का दर्शन कर नहीं पाते। बहिर्मुख की ढक दी, अंतर्मुख के क्या ढक दी?
So the conditioned souls, they are covered by Maya and they cannot see the transcendental nature of the Dham.
दर्शन कर रहे हैं।
The antarmukha jivas means the jivas who have devotion to God and are,
लीला परिपूर्ण हो रहा है।
they see the transcendental Dham. These leelas are still going on. Those who are devotees, they can see.
ब्रह्मांड में
In any universe, the leelas of Gauranga, they are going on. And the leelas of Krishna also.
है, क्योंकि जो भगवान जी
In any pastime, any universe.
दर्शन कर रहे हैं,
Those who are fortunate living entities, they can see these leelas.
वो धाम को।
They sitting here, they can see the transcendental Dham.
इसलिए अद्यावधि
This expanded Adyabadi Sailila Kore Rai. Mahaprabhu is still performing pastimes in any universe. But those who are fortunate sitting here, they can see these pastimes.
अभी आपने बोला कि जिस ब्रह्मांड में गौर लीला चल रही है तो इस धाम में बैठ के भी
So she's repeating, the person is sitting here and can see the Leela which is going on in other universe.
लीला चल रही है
But the Leela is still going on in this universe, in this Dham here. What is two things different now? What are you saying? She says. So Gurudev is clarifying. Okay, Mahaprabhu's Leela.
उसे कहाँ देखा?
Some people in that time when Mahaprabhu made pastimes, they thought Mahaprabhu was a human being, so they didn't see the Leela exactly. For example, Duryodhana thought Krishna was a cowherd boy, normal person.
कृष्ण भगवत स्वरूप।
Krishna is God, but Duryodhana didn't see this way.
इसलिए बहिर्मुख जीव,
The conditioned souls,
बहिर्मुख जीव चक्षु करे आवरण, चित्त
their eyes are
अनुभव
covered.
सभी नापाई दर्शन,
They cannot see the darshan of the Dham.
नेत्र के ढक देती है।
Maya covers the eyes of the conditioned souls. As a fruit of this,
प्रभाव का दर्शन कर नहीं पाते।
not everybody can see the transcendental Dham.
ये तो काफी
Not everyone can see. This is what is being said here. राधा दास
इस गौर मंडल में जो
उतना
निरंतर
ही दिया
वास
गुरुदेव
करते
ने
हैं,
आपको।
वह संसार में बहुत सौभाग्यशाली है। ये कह रहे हैं, इस गौर मंडल में जो निरंतर वास करते हैं,
So those who stay always in Gaura Dham, they are very fortunate.
इसलिए कह रहे हैं, देवता लोग भी
Even the
इस
demigods,
गौर मंडल में वास करने वाले लोगों की देखते हैं तो
They
वह
see
सभी चतुर्भुज धारण किए हुए
the demigods, they see the people who live in Navadvipadam. They see them with four arms and with dark skin.
दिखाई देते हैं।
The demigods, they see like this, the inhabitants of Navadvip, with four arms and dark skin, like a bluish dark skin.
जिनकी आँख है वो तो देखें, जिसकी आँख नहीं है कहाँ दिखता है?
Those who have eyes, they will see. Those who don't have eyes, how can they see?
चिन्मय आँख है। जिसके जड़ नेत्र है, जड़
Those who have material eyes, they'll see material things.
जड़ आंखें की तरह जड़ वस्तु दिखाई देता है।
With material eyes, you can see material things.
जैसे यहाँ पर लिखा है देवता देवता लोग भी
So the demigods
गौर मंडल में वास करने वाले लोगों की
see people living in Gauramandal. They perceive them all as having 4 arms, darkish complexions, and an astonishingly beautiful body with good stature and strength. So you have 4 arms. You have 4 arms. The demigods, they see like this, those who are in Gauramandal.
अंतर के स्वरूप को दर्शन कर रहे हैं देवता लोग जो हमारे पास हम तो देख नहीं सकते हर एक जीवात्मा में भगवान के दर्शन कर रहे हैं
अरे यहाँ तो पहले कहा था गौर मंडल में जो निरंतर वास करते हैं
Those who stay continuously in Gauramandal,
ये संसार में बहुत सौभाग्यशाली
they are very fortunate living entities. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, the demigods who stay in Swarga, when they see these people who live in Gauramandal, they see them as having darkish complexion and 4 arms. When the demigods see the people who live in Gauramandal, they see them with 4 arms and darkish complexion and astonishingly beautiful form.
वो भी भगवान की इच्छा से जैसे
By the desire of God also. For example, Brahma,
ब्रह्मा जी
Lord Brahma,
चोरी किया
he stole
बछड़े
the cows and the friends of Krishna,
रख दिए
and he kept them in one place. When Brahma came back, he saw
ये कृष्ण फिर पुनः जो है
that Krishna again, he was again stealing. Sorry, Krishna was again cow grazing. He saw.
ब्रह्मा जी विचार गए
Then Brahma thought,
मोह के द्वारा
okay, with one head,
मोह के द्वारा
oh, sorry, 2 heads, he has 4.
मोह के
With 2 heads, he looked at
के सखाएं
where Krishna
और मुझे बछड़े
was with, sorry, where 2 heads, he looked at where he had kept the friends and calves of Krishna. And with the other 2 heads, he looked at that place where Krishna was still cow grazing with his friends and calves. So when Brahma saw these 2 things at the same time, he became so surprised. Then Brahma, at the time, he realized Krishna is not an ordinary person. Krishna is directly God. At that time, Krishna, to make Brahma more faithful, Krishna showed to him his 4 arms in everyone. Like for example, there's sakas with 4 arms, the calves with 4 arms. Brahma saw this. Why in 4 arms? You know, because the worshipable deity of Brahma is whom? Who is his worshipable deity? Garbhodakashai Vishnu is the worshipable deity of Brahma. So there is Karanodakashai, then Garbhodakashai and Kshirodakashai Vishnu. So that's why Brahma saw them all in his 4 arms. This is Vishnu, his worshipable deity. Actually, Krishna did this on purpose, just to show to him, look, who is your worshipable deity? So Krishna showed him this. And then Brahma started his Stuti, many prayers. He saw his Ishtadeva, his worshipable deity. So the demigods from Swarga, when they look at those who are living in Gauramandal, the demigods, they see everyone with 4 arms and with blackish complexions and with astonishingly beautiful form. But who is living in Gauramandal? Who is these people? Who are these people? The associates of Bhagavan. Those who live in Navadvipadam are the parikaras of God, the Nijajan, the dear associates. Did you understand? So all of us here, we are not actually Navadvipa. Remember, we are sitting where? On the net of Maya, which is on the Dham. We are sitting on the covering.
नवदीप धाम के 16 पुरुष के वास करने वाले सभी व्यक्ति क्रांति से युक्त है।
Verse 25. All the inhabitants of this 32-mile area of Srinavadvipadam have a golden complexion, and they are always absorbed in Nama Sankirtan. So how do you realize one who is really dhamavasi, inhabitant of the Dham? I will go to the dhamavasis, I will do pranam. I'll ask for a bit of mercy from them. Who is real dhamavasi, inhabitant of the Dham? One person who is always incessantly absorbed in Krishna Nama Sankirtan, completely absorbed. So this is also the symptom of Vrajavasi. It's not enough to live in Vrindavan to be a Vrajavasi. These are like a general definition. And those who stay in Braj, they are Vrajavasis. Those who live in Delhi, we call Delhi-basi. Those who live in Bengal, we call Bengali. Those who stay in the Dham, we call Dhamavasi. But what is the symptom of one who really lives in the Dham? You tell me. Nirantar, incessantly. The person is glorifying the names of God. This person is a Vrajavasi. The person who is only absorbed in the pastimes, form and name of Krishna. This is a Vrajavasi. A person who is always absorbed in the mood of Braj. Like the gopis, whatever they do, they are churning the yogurts, they are pacifying the babies. They are always singing the names of Krishna with tears in their eyes and with her throats choked. Blessed are these Vrajagopis. Shukadeva Goswami told in this verse. Who is a Vrajavasi? Jadani Abhana. In the time of milking the cows. What they are doing? Whatever the gopis do, they are always chanting the names of Govinda, Damodar, Madhava. And when they chant his names, their heart melts and then flow of tears come from their eyes. So this is a Vrajavasi. This is the definition given in the Bhagavatam. Those who have gross conception, they think, oh, those who live in Braj, they are Vrajavasis. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, dogs and hogs also live in Braj, pigs and dogs. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So do you think they are Vrajavasis? Anyway. So first, what is Dham? What is a Dhamavasi? You must understand all this. I don't want to dishonor anyone. I don't want to dishonor anyone. At least you are staying here. You are here. Although you are on the net of Maya. But, you are sitting somehow. Sitting on the net of Maya, one day the Dham will also take you because you're sitting on the lap of the net of Maya on the Dham, so something. One day this Maya will be removed. So the mercy of Guru, yes, but first the mercy of the Dham. If you don't have the mercy of the Dham Kripa, you can never get the darshan. So I told this Dham is cin-maya, transcendental. Each particle of dust here is cin-maya. But what is cin-maya? Like we say, this is the touchstone. What is the touchstone? How can we know some stone is a touchstone? You take the stone, put in the iron, touch the iron. If the iron becomes gold, then you can understand that this stone is a touchstone. This is true. Both look same, like a touchstone and a normal stone. But you realize it's a touchstone when you touch it to the iron. So this is practical experience. For example, take one particle of dust, take a particle of dust, put on your body, and try to see if it's cin-maya, spiritual. Like for example, Gauranga Das Babaji Maharaj told, "Oh, I've stayed in the Dhama in Navadvip for so long." Gauranga told, "I never touched this dust." He told, and then he told his disciples, "Look, when I give up my body, you should bind a rope in my feet, bind a rope on my feet, around my feet, and drag my body in all Navadvip Dham. Maybe this transcendental dust will touch my body." So this is the conception of a Mahabhagat. So that's why all this is being described. What is the Dham? Who is the dhamavasi? If we don't understand this, we can not progress. Brahma and demigods from the sky, they are worshipping the Navadvipavasis. Which dhamavasi? Those who have Nishtha in Gaura Sundar, those who have deep attachment for Gaura Sundar, not for everyone. That's why Jiva Goswami is saying, to kill the living entity is a great sin. Yes. If you take bath in the Ganges, your sins are destroyed. If you bathe in the Ganges, your sins will be removed. And even the tendency to sin also will be destroyed. If you bathe in the Ganges, your desires to sin will be removed. But who is the first person to bathe in the Ganges? The fishermen. They fish the fish and they kill them. So this tendency to sin didn't disappear, right? Because they are killing the fish. Actually, just by touching the Ganges, the tendency to sin should be eradicated. But you see, the fishermen, they were the first ones to bathe in the Ganges in the morning, but still they are killing fish and living entities. Because the Ganga water is very pure and transcendental. But the fishermen, they don't have this realization. Realization or faith, she's asking. So even though they stay in the Ganga or they bathe in the Ganges many times, their tendency to sin is not removed, it's not destroyed. Because they don't have Shraddha, they are scared. Even Brahman, great demigods, they worship the Navadvipavasis. Navadvipavasis means those people, devotees who have a lot of nishtha and anuraga towards Gaura Sundar. Lord Brahma prays, when I will be fortunate enough to take birth, even as a blade of grass in Navadvipa. If someone asks, why should I desire such a birth even though I am Brahma? I will answer, oh brother, in this way I will obtain the foot dust of all the devotees engaged in the service of Mahaprabhu's divine feet. This would be impossible otherwise. Those who are serving Mahaprabhu, by serving these devotees, I'll be able to get the mercy of Mahaprabhu. So Brahma himself is saying,
सौभाग्य नहीं।
We don't have the good fortune to attain the service directly to the feet of Mahaprabhu.
जन्म जन्मांतर में गौर सुंदर की चरण कमल की सेवा कर चुके। ऐसे शुद्ध भक्त
But
की
those pure devotees who have life after life already served Mahaprabhu, we have to serve them and get their association, and by their mercy this bhav can come to us.
कितना सुंदर सुंदर कथा है।
This katha is so beautiful.
हैं? गौरचंद्र ने मेरी वंचना करके मुझे ब्रह्मांड का अधिपति बना दिया।
Alas, alas, Shri Gaurachandra tricked me and made me the master of the universe.
ब्रह्माजी कह रहे हैं,
Brahmaji is saying,
भगवान ने मुझे क्या पद दे दिया?
which kind of post did God give me? The Brahmapad, the post of Brahma, the creator.
ब्रह्मांड को अधिपति बना दिया।
He made me the master of the universe, and because of this,
अहंकार में मत
I am full of pride and ego.
निकाई बदो पास रिया असत तेरे सत्य करीना। हैं? ब्रह्माजी इस टाइम
Brahmaji himself is saying,
दिखता नहीं है।
my life is disgraced.
भगवान ने मुझे
Yes.
वंचना कर
God has tricked me.
दिखता नहीं।
My life is useless.
क्यों मैं ये ब्रह्म पद की प्राप्त कर?
My life is damned. Why did I get this post as Brahma?
गौरचंद्र ने मेरी वंचना करके प्रभु
Finally,
ये मुझे ब्रह्मांड का अधिपति
Gaurachandra has tricked me and made me the master of the universe. When will the binding knots of my fruitive activities be cut open? So if you have a post, you have ego automatically coming. Tulasdas told, if God gives you any post, you become full of ego and pride. If you get a high post, you become so proud. Like, what was I before and now what have I become? Who is having okay, Brahma is thinking, he's so like thinking himself, his life is doomed, like damn, why did I get this high post as Brahma? Then I have so much ego. When will my self-conception that I am the creator of this universe vanish? When will I become a pure servant of Mahaprabhu and attain the shelter of his lotus feet? Brahmaji is saying, when Bhagavan will give me mercy and send me away of this post, resign me, like make me, I'll say, fire me of this post. What do you know? Brahma lives for 100 years. After 100 years. So what is the lifespan of Brahma? 100 years. What is the meaning? The soul also stays in this body for how long? Generally also 100 years in the body. Maximum is 100 years. So after 100 years, automatically our body will be finished. So, but Brahma is saying I have to stay for so long. She's saying Brahma does never die suddenly. Like Brahma always lives until 100 years. Brahma never dies before. Like human beings, sometimes they also die before 100 years. Then Gurudev is saying sometimes Brahma may commit some offense and they may be taken away of that position before. So if you know you committed some offense, then you can ask for forgiveness from that person. But if you don't know you've committed offense, then that's why I have to chant holy names continuously, because even if you committed any offense, even without knowing, this will be forgiven. So God has three abodes: Prakat Dham, Aprakat Dham, and Drishaman Prakash. This Navadvipa that you see now, this is called Drishaman Prakash. You cannot see the Lila here. The place is here, but you cannot see the Lila. Drishaman Prakash. Prakat Dham is when God manifests in this material world with his, along with his associates. Like the Prakat Lila of Mahaprabhu. Aprakat Lila is the Lila which is going on eternally in the spiritual world. That Lila is going on eternally. So beautiful. Nitya Seva is going on in the Nitya Dham. So, but also there is the Nitya Lila and Naimittika Lila. Nitya Lila and another is Naimittika Lila. For example, there in the spiritual world doesn't exist the Janma Lila of Krishna, only in the Prakat Lila. Only the Bhava Matra is there. But what is Bhava Matra? For example, Mother Jashoda thinks, I have given birth to my boy, Krishna. So this is Bhava Matra, only mood. Everything actually in this world we are... So everything is happening due to our bhav, our mood, our feeling. And when there is not the bhav, there is abhav. Abhav also means lack of something. So bhav and abhav. But there's also playing with the words. Abhav is like shortage or lacking. This gives unhappiness, suffering. And then this becomes swabhav, nature. If there's joking with the words. Bhav, abhav and swabhav. Bhav means mood or feeling. Abhav means lacking or shortage. And swabhav means nature. For example, Krishna steals. He steals from abhav, from lacking something, or from swabhav, from nature. He steals from swabhav. Not because he needs, but because he is his nature. Krishna steals because it's his nature, not because he needs to steal. For example, a person from very poor family, from a very poor family, a person who wears worn out clothes, he steals. This is from abhav, from lacking clothes, the person steals. But a person from rich family is stealing clothes. This is swabhav, nature, like kleptomania. So some things happen due to abhav, lackage or shortage, or from swabhav, nature. Like in the airport, everybody was wearing nice clothes. One person had clothes full of like how to say, ripped jeans, and ripped clothes full of holes. And then I thought, oh, this person doesn't have nice clothes because his clothes were full of rips and holes. Then the person told me, oh, actually, this is the best of all clothes, like most expensive. So this person is wearing this kind of clothes not from above, from poor, like poor family, but from swabhav, nature. For example, I was also from village, and in village, generally the poor boys, they were also worn out and they wear also clothes with holes. You don't know before, but you know the button in the clothes. Sometimes the buttons, sometimes the button like maybe fell, and then the boy is like putting his belly out just to hold the cloth, and then if he's put his belly inside, the cloth automatically falls, his pants fall down. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no button in his jeans or his shorts, the boy, and then he's putting his belly out, like inflating the belly just to make the pants tight. But if he puts his belly inside again, then the shorts automatically fall. Anyway, some things are from bhav, abhav, or swabhav. So what is the best? Bhav is the best. If there's bhav, then there's prem. From bhav comes prem. After bhav, there is prem. If there's no bhav, then how to have prem? Bhav is important. The waves of bhav, bhav lahari. At least 3 things you'll remember: bhav, abhav, and swabhav. So swabhav is used for Krishna, not for other people. For example, Krishna steals. This is actually what? It is swabhav, his nature. I am Vrajavasi, I steal. To steal is his nature. So this swabhav of Krishna, this nature, shows us prem. So from the 3 became 1, like from the swabhav became bhav. So from swabhav came prem. For example, a person is fixed in his nature, in his swabhav. I wanted to finish, but I'm not finishing it, the katha. This katha is so beautiful about Navadvipa Dham. The pastimes of Mahaprabhu are very deep, like an ocean. Never doubt these pastimes. There is an inconceivable potency in Gaura Lila. Even though you have anarthas or aparada, Gaura will give you prema. But in the pastimes of Krishna, this is not available. In Krishna Lila, only when the aparadas are destroyed, prema is manifested. But in Gaura Lila, even though you have offenses, prema is given to you in Gaura Lila. Anyway. Maharaj, please give me a question and answer. Maharaj, please give us opportunity that in 1 hour we can also ask questions, because we'll not get this opportunity again. Please give us a time. Okay, but now what happened now? What is going on now? There. This is the symptom of a jiva. If the jiva is not doing the bhajan, and when the sukriti is not yet nourished, the jiva will not be able to understand. Just the example I gave, the touchstone. touchstone. When it touches the iron becomes gold. But this is a material example. Both are material. The touchstone and the iron is material. The gold is also material. But in the things related to God, everything is transcendental. To realize and know transcendental things, you have to do bhajan and sadhana. If we don't do bhajan and sadhana, we can never get this realization. It's so beautiful because if you think I am a demigod, I am a human being, if you still have these modes, then the transcendental mode will not appear in your heart. If you think I'm a man, I'm a woman, if you still have this abhiman, this ego, then these transcendental modes will never come in your heart. You have to give up the material egos. You must give up the material egos. To be abhimana shunya, devoid of ego, it's something very hard, isn't it? Hard. Because we have the Atma Bhiman, the bodily conception. We have the Dhatma Bhiman, bodily conception. We think I am the body. We're not thinking I am the soul. We think I am the body. So this is the Dhatma Bhiman. We think that our body is the self. Nossa, tá difícil também. Nossa, o início então, caraca, eu tava assim, caraca, esse é o assunto.
Wow, my battery very good discharge. Very nice. Wow, beautiful. I need to charge.
Nossa, é. Mas funciona bem até da congestion aqui. É, vamos pegar aqui.